This video is going to show you how to access EBSCOhost and do a search to look for information about your project topic. We go to the Library Services homepage and again go to the gray bar here that says Online Resources, Databases. Put your mouse over it, and we know we want to use EBSCOhost, so today we're going to choose Databases A to Z instead of Databases by Subject. Click on that. Scroll down the list. We know we want EBSCOhost, which is an E. So we click on the link, the title of the database. And EBSCOhost actually contains several different databases within it. We know we want to use Academic Search Complete, so we checkbox that and click Continue. And this takes us to the search screen for Academic Search Complete's portion of EBSCOhost. Our topic is the Montgomery bus boycott, and we can just type that in, making it a unit search term by putting it in quotation marks. Now I could have individual search terms that I connect with the Boolean operator and, or not. Those are there for me. And I want Montgomery bus boycott, and I want it to be in any field. I can choose title, author, etc., but I want it anywhere. So that's all I'm going to do. Montgomery bus boycott, click on search, and it processes and brings me my result list. It tells me that there are 143 items in this database using those search terms. And I just scroll down, glancing at the titles to see if I find something that is of interest to me, or that has maybe words from my word bank or things from my outline that jump out at me as I go along. Rosa Parks, the Montgomery bus boycott. I see things that aren't really going to be all that useful. Not really interested in letters to the editor, for example. This catches my attention. Let My People Go, the miracle of the Montgomery bus boycott. Something I haven't heard of before. But as I look at the little blurb here, I see that it is actually a review of the book titled Let My People Go. I don't want to do a review. I don't want to use a review as a resource, so I keep moving on. I may want to jot down that book title and look at it later, but for right now, I'm going to move on. Now at the bottom of the screen, I can move to the next page because it only gives me 10 results per page. So I'm going to click on page 2, or I could click on next. Behind the boycott, Joanne Robinson, I know, was a very key person during the boycott and had been active in civil rights things prior. So I want to click on the title of this article because I want to see what this has to say, since it focuses on Mrs. Robinson. This is the record for this article. I notice over here in this left-hand column that it is in HTML full text as well as a PDF. Looking at the information, it gives me the author. Crisis is the name of the periodical in which this article appears. It was published in 2006, and it's only a couple of pages long. It is an article. These subject terms are similar to Library of Congress subject headings from Quest records. It lists Mrs. Parks and Mrs. Robinson both. Gives me an abstract, which we know is a summary of the article. I continue to scroll down. It's a rather short article, but one thing I notice here, not only does it give me the full text of the article here, but I can also listen to it, something I wasn't aware of. Click on that.
Joanne Gibson Robinson's name is quietly tucked away in history beneath the shadows of 1955 Montgomery bus boycott legends. Martin.
Okay, that That's pretty interesting. I hadn't seen that feature before in EBSCOhost. That could come in handy. Let's look at the PDF version of this article. As I said, it's a pretty short article. It was only 2 pages, so it should just load here in a second. And there we go. First thing I see is a lovely photograph of Mrs. Robinson. Didn't know what she looked like until I saw this photograph. And scrolling down, I see some dates and some places mentioned, NAACP. And I know this talks about Claudette Colvin is a lady who was arrested previous to Rosa Parks. So that's going to give me some background. Another photograph. And as I said, it's a pretty short article. Gives me just a little tiny blurb about the author, a freelance writer in Montgomery. That might come in handy. Well, because I know that Joanne Robinson was an important player in the boycott, I'm going to pursue this article. Since it's right here, all I have to do is print it. And I'm just going to print it